Welcome to Good Morning Anambra series this morning. Today is Thursday, and I'm sure that you woke up from the right side of life. Don't ask me which one is the right side. My name is Anambra. Good to have you here. So we'll take a short break, and when we come back, I tell you exactly what we are cut out for this period. To bring you a press review from Good Morning Anambra Stables with my guest Tony Anebwe. Tony Anebwe is an engineer and also a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
Good to have you here. You're looking good. Longest time. It's quite long you joined us.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, let's begin from the beginning, which is from our websites, and bring you the stories that are making the rounds there. The first one says, befitting government house and lodge to be inaugurated soon. This is coming from Soludo. And then Anambra lawmaker Mobike makes case to checkmate food, drug production and consumption. Governor Soludo called to intervene in the issue of exorbitant cost of textbooks. Federal government, states urged to collaborate to attract investors to develop Onitsha River Port. All these and more are the stories you'll find from our website this morning, www.absradiotv.com. Yes, Tony, a new government house and new lodge is springing up. On the road to Ikweme Square, you move straight and you get at the place. I was there last 2 weeks for an inspection, and I was really marveled. All the time I heard that a new government house is coming, I never knew how it looks like until I got there last 2 weeks. It was an edifice to behold. Or what do you say?
Well, it seems two of us. I was there 2 days ago. Okay. Yes. 2 days ago, I was there with some of my group. We went to take a look, to inspect some project being undertaken, executed by this government. Okay. Wambwafo. So it's a wonderful place, a wonderful thing. The new government house is something to really talk about. I saw some of the buildings that are coming up, very, very magnificent buildings. And I said, Anambra is just beginning to come out. Because previously you can pass Oka without knowing you have passed Anambra state capital. Mm-hmm. Okay? So more and more of this, I'm sure, because we also went to the drive-over bridge that is being constructed at Water Corporation side.
Okay.
Yes, that Water Corporation side. We saw the work that...
Does it have any link to the government's house?
Of course, when you cross from that side, you can pass through it, take through that...
Secretariat Road.
Yeah, Secretariat Road, down straight to the government's house also. So it's a connective link.
That's Secretariat
So you don't need to come through Aroma. If you drive through Ifite Road, you just cross the bridge, take Secretariat Road to the government house. Okay,
now I see why that place came up. Because when it sprang up initially, some people were asking, do we actually need a what do you call it?
Just call it a flyover.
Do you actually need a flyover there instead of Regina Shelley junctions?
We need both.
You need both.
We need both. That one will congest Aroma Junction.
Okay.
Drastically decongest Aroma Junction.
Okay.
Okay. So in fact, we need both.
Okay.
Because that of Regina Shelley is also very, very important. We also said that of the one that is being constructed at Ekulobia. That's also very wonderfully done. The work is already at 90-something% completion of that bridge. So we went to so many places.
That's
and we
good.
give kudos to the government of Anambra State, led by Professor Chukwuma Soludo, for that development move. I want also to briefly touch on this issue of exorbitant cost of textbooks. I don't know why our people want to suffer. In fact, they drive joy in suffering ourselves, because I know it's ourselves. At the end of the day, you must be linked to what this sovereignty is all about. How can you, in fact, during the days when we were in school, the school is not responsible for procurement of books. They just give you the list of books to procure. You go to the market and buy it. And as I'm telling you, I went to school without buying one textbook, because my immediate senior brother was a year ahead of me. Once he dropped the book, I come up, I take it.
It's like that in most families.
I don't see why you make one child use one textbook, the other one we buy another one, the other one we pay, not even buy, not pay, even school.
I said designated place.
You understand? They will send you where they have their own shops. That's what they call designated. It is a school place where they are, and that is corruption even.
Okay.
You go and put up a textbook somewhere and then ask students to go and buy from there.
Not just textbook, even school uniforms.
Yes. So what I'm saying is the government should look into that. It's not just about education. Education. In fact, okay, the governor has given us free education to a certain extent. Yeah, of course, I think the entire lower section of our education, this thing, has been awarded free education. So why should they now come back and extort parents? And that is what I was telling them before. Before, it was even the PTA. After it says that the school fee is free, no more payment of school fees, you go to PTA, and the PTA will impose a lot of levy that is even more than the school fees.
Heavier than the school fees.
School fees. It's very terrible.
Some of us were asking, with all this in place, that's this kind of exorbitant textbooks and uniforms and the whole, and then getting it at a particular place. I don't know. You start wondering what's going on in our education sector, because the governor has removed all the fees and levies. Because when he removed the fees, they started collecting levies,
yes.
You know, very heavy levies, and we started wondering, so what is the essence of removing the fee that is even lower than the levy? Okay, and then the governor removed levies, removed everything payable, and asked students to go to school. Free education from nursery to primary school. Okay, and now somebody somewhere is trying to place burden on parents and guardians again. That's why perhaps the lawmakers came out to say no, that the governor should direct the education commissioner to look into this.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah,
can we discuss this issue of Onitsha Bridge?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
This Onitsha River Port, I am very, very interested in it. Why I'm interested in it? Because I'm looking at the height of the second Niger Bridge. And I believe, I feel in my own view, that second Niger Bridge will inhibit the movement of ship. You understand? It's like it's lower than the first one.
Like it was a deliberate act?
I don't know, but I know that whoever designed that bridge should have considered that if that Onitsha River Port is to start functioning, how can the ship pass under it? So I don't know why it's deliberate. But if it is deliberate, we can still construct another river port before it. Okay? They are still along along the bank of River Niger. We can build another one, because I'm sure that river, second Niger Bridge is too low for ship to carry load and pass through that. But that is by the way. Yes, now, so the call for development of that river port is very, very necessary, so that people will bring goods from Port Harcourt wharf to Onitsha. So they called to federal government and state government to invest there, build that river port to the point that ship will start coming to deliver goods, so that people, container will land at Port Harcourt wharf, and people will move their goods through the sea to this place, instead of all this road traffic that has been causing road accidents, so much of them on the road. So I'm also helping to urge the federal government and state government to really do something, look into that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's now venture into the newspapers and see what's trending there too. Our first paper this morning will be the Punch newspaper, and on the front page of the Punch newspaper, we'll have this banner headline that says, Governor poll, that's governorship poll, Shetima, APC bigwig storm Ondo, PDP campaigns for Ajay. And then let's look at the rider there. 22,239 police officers arrive at Kure. INEC deploys beavers today. Court sacks obese LP candidate. What is 22,239 police officers doing in Akure? Is it war? Are they fighting war there? Okay. Okay, here, ATMs empty as banks to ration withdrawals. Missing man found dead near Ogun. And then, Opebolo fires palm sex, dissolves boards. You don't start. Fondo. Okay, Vanguard newspaper is our next paper. Insecurity. No one dares Tinubu and wins. NSA wants terror group. La Kurawa. Okay. Let's see if we can make sense from the riders. It says new terror group made mistake will be eliminated. Have they eliminated the old ones there? Note there is silence in Boko Haram's areas of operation. Niger Delta, Southeast, and then a country of military exploits, okay? As CDS deploys troops to Kebbi to wipe out terror group. Customs exceed 2024 5.07 trillion target. All these are under the headline, banner headline, insecurity, no one dares Tinubu and wins. NSA wants terror group, Lukarawa. Okay? Adetiba, Akiode, Aibogun, Reverend Dunapo, others celebrate Vanguard at 40 is another story coming from here. Oh, they've really come a long way. How federal government's mining sector reform is drawing global attention. With 99 constitution, Angel Gabriel can't save Nigeria. Anyoko. Oh gosh, sounds funny. Okay, let's look at Daily Independent before we start talking. Daily Independent paper. Nigeria needs a $10 billion investment for 24-hour electricity. Sorry, federal government is saying this. Nigeria needs $10 billion investment for 24-hour electricity. Federal government. TCN laments attack on Obajana transmission substation. Down here, FCCPC warns discos over flouting directive on meter replacement. And then other stories coming from this place. A minister lists why federal government breaches collective bargaining agreements. The federal government vows to eliminate new Lakurawa terror group. I don't want to get used to this name. Your organization is dirty. Reps tell NAVCON chairman. Government attack checkpoints in Abia, kill 2 soldiers. Makinde presents 678 billion naira 2025 budget to lawmakers. Again, fuel tanker explodes in Jigawa. Too bad. Man canvasses government support for Dangote refinery. Okay, Engineer Tony.
Yeah. Let's
begin from what's playing out in Ondo governorship election. You had the number of policemen that were sent to just one state for election, and comparing it with what's happening in general election in United States of America, where a president was elected and other people. How can you compare the two? Is election war in Nigeria?
Well, incidentally, I've really taken a decision not to discuss Nigerian politics, not elections, especially elections, because there is nothing to talk about in it. You just mentioned the election that was held in America a few days ago, and the results came out just within 24 hours of the conducting of that election. It was so magnificent. No, in fact, before you can even spell election, Kamala has already extended a congratulatory message to Trump. You are talking about Nigeria, where you are sending 22,000 plus policemen. What are they going to do in that state? And once again, you can even discover that even this number of policemen, I think they are not even bearing arms. So what are they doing? Why are you sending this number to a state for a state government election?
Are you sure they're not bearing arms?
They don't. They don't. Watch it. Go and watch and see the election. So what are they doing there? The important thing is that election in Nigeria is a stage-managed camp. It's just to create the impression that we are providing security.
That election took place.
And good. And then what happened within the election process? Is anybody policing anybody? There are a lot of things are taking place. People are money is exchanging hand even in the polling station, in the polling booth.
In the presence of the police.
In the presence of the so-called police officers, and there is nothing anybody can do about. At the end of the day, we have seen it happen. So let nobody tell me that I'm preempting. It's normally what we have. One important thing is that once election is held and the result is announced within 24 hours, that's what will make it at least have some credibility. Okay? So let's stop. In fact, I don't know why we should even use our own precious time discussing the election. There's no election in this
I was actually going to ask you, judging from what happened in Edo State, what do you expect from Ondo this week?
The same thing. The same thing, the same way. That's the election. Nigerian election is always the same pattern. Okay? So it's not just what we have to discuss. But where I'm even interested is this, no one dares Tinubu and wins.
That's the story from Vanguard newspaper.
Yes, the NSA wants, is that the new terror group? You say you don't want to get used to it. You will very soon get used to it.
No, we are going to clear them now.
Because we have not cleared the old ones. We have not cleared the old terror groups that have been keeping Nigeria in suspense. Every moment, every section of this Nigeria is in problem of insecurity. We've not cleared them well. We are gearing up to clear the new ones. Let's start clearing the old ones first.
Why are you pessimistic?
I'm not pessimistic. I'm talking about what is on the ground. You know what I'm saying. The old Boko Haram has not been declared. We have won them. We have insecurity. We have the bandits everywhere. There are somewhere in Nigeria today that people pay tax to these bandits in order to go to their farm. There are somewhere in Nigeria where bandits put roadblock and collect tolls from people before they pass. We know where they are. You understand? On Novermber, we know the bush. There are bushes that people are always say, you don't pass through this place. Now, those bushes, people tell you don't pass through. They are the lonely roads.
Where do you get your facts? Because what the presidency is saying here, that you should go and ask Boko Haram what is going on in their camp. Ask those of them in the east.
Excuse me. Maybe we ask NNPC, because we are told that the fuel is going to be so low by the next year. That was last 2 years. We were told next year that fuel will be so low, and we know where the fuel is now. So who do we ask in that aspect? The point I am making is that
we are discussing security.
Most of us, particularly I myself, I have lost confidence in the issue of promises. The promises we get from government these days is no longer what happens on the street.
You know what you're saying?
Yes.
That you've lost confidence in your country.
Excuse me. Gary, a penta of Gary today is almost 3,000 naira. And we have a government. There is insecurity in Nigeria for years. You cannot pass your roads. There is, and we have a government.
Are you saying we're not making any headways?
They are making a headway. They are making
improvements in security.
There is no need giving me a big, very voluminous promise that we are going to wipe out this and wipe out. We are human beings. For crying out loud, we are human beings. I'm part of this society. I'm not blind, I'm not deaf. So what I am saying is that we know, go to the street, and if the government is promising us they are going to wipe out the new terror group, the old ones are still menacing us. And they want me to just close my ears and close my mouth. I said, yes, all Uhuru. It is not true. Tell ourselves the truth. This is our own government we put in place. We cannot continue to claim that put our head is just like ostrich that hide his head on the sand and then believe he has escaped from what is pursuing it. I'm not an ostrich. Okay? So the question is, if you want to clear, suppress, destroy the new terror group, I want evidence that there is no more insecurity that the old one has constituted before we start talking about clearing the old ones, the new ones. So let the security apparatus we have in Nigeria gear up and work and convince the people. It is not just about talking. We want to see it on the ground. Are you seeing it on the ground? Can you pass certain areas in Anambra State here? Can you pass that? We know that there are routes you can still not pass smoothly in this country now. You know it. So why are you telling us about it, Lakurama or whatever you call it?
Okay, let's move on, Tony. Let's move on. Okay, with 99 Constitution, Angel Gabriel can't step Nigeria. Can you make any sense out of what
very. It is clear to everybody.
That's 1999.
That 1999 Constitution, in fact, is part of this country's problem. Because that document was prepared by people whom I don't know whether they love Nigeria or they just want to keep Nigeria stagnant. And a lot of people have raised questions, have asked questions, and made suggestions that there is the need for Nigerians to come together to make a new constitution. The 1963 constitution is even better because it recognizes the fact that we are not one people. That's why I love when the government says we should go back our old national anthem. In that old national anthem, it emphasizes clearly that though tongues and tribes differ, in brotherhood we stand. In that brotherhood is agreement, consensus that we should share our nation together and live together as one people. Though we know we are not the same. And that is what is called nation building. We know we are not one nation. We have so many nations that make up Nigeria. So in nation building, we're not trying to put things together so that these nations that they are diverse in their culture and their religion and everything will come together and build one. Now we threw away that constitution that gave people the right to develop at their own pace. And we say it is arise or compatriot. Which compatriot are you talking about?
You now.
The Yoruba compatriot or Igbo compatriot or Fulani compatriot or this are we building? The question is, are we really building? Doing something? Because if you are going to Onitsha and you are heading towards Enugu, you know you are going the wrong direction. And you are hoping to reach Onitsha. So if we want to build a nation, we must look at the document that says that we have agreed to. Did we agree? Did we agree? The first sentence of that constitution is faulty. That we have agreed. Where did we meet to agree?
Who agreed?
Who and who agreed? So the constitution is faulty. We know it's faulty. And that is why the country is going round and round in a circle.
So what do we do?
Review that constitution.
We have reviewed it before.
In fact, discard that constitution and let's discuss another one. Let's put another constitution in place that recognizes who we are.
Okay.
It must recognize who we are, and then in that constitution we must decide whether we are moving forward this way or moving this direction. It is the people. Nation for the people, not people for the nation. You must know that did we not agree to stay together here? If I said I will not come and sit on this seat, will you talk to me? Or is it going to be by force? So the question is, you don't build a nation by force, with force. Nigeria as it is today is being molded with force, with gunpowder and bullets.
Really? Okay, let's hold it there. Let's hold it there for want of time and get other stories talked. Nigeria needs $10 billion investment for 2024 electricity. Let's talk about our power. Growing up, or was it just growing up? Just the other day when I was in the universities, and then we were told that Nigeria is giving some sub-African countries around us 24-hour electricity supply.
Yes.
So what are they using to give them 24 hours electricity supply and that they cannot use to give us?
Give their
and
own
now
nation.
they're asking us to bring 10 billion, that we need $10 billion dollars investment for us to have 24 hours.
The question is that even that 10 billion naira, $10 billion is too far, because if we know the system we are operating, I want to factor in the corruption aspect of this money. This money you are seeing now has up to 75% corruption base. That is Nigeria. That is my own assessment of what we do in this country. If they are going to use 1 naira, know it that more than half of that money is not going the right place. That's me. If you want to debate it, we open another debate on it. That's notwithstanding. Now look at the headline below it. Okay? FCCPC wants discourse over flouting directive on meter replacement. How can you pay? How can even people pay for you to put a meter that meters what you are giving them? Is it not your responsibility to provide the meter?
No, how can you pay for a property that doesn't belong to you?
That is the question. It is the discourse that want to meter what they are supplying.
And
you are going to pay for
your
property. You are going to pay for what you consume. So they want to know what you are consuming.
so that we pay appropriately. Now, the meter that you are using to meet the meter to be able to regulate or calculate what I am consuming, I am going to pay for it. Understand me? Then after paying for that, even you will pay for it, it will not even come. How can you tell me that in a one room and parlor, just one room apartment today, somebody says you are doing estimate and you are giving somebody 10,000 naira in a month to pay for a room and parlor that contains only one fan, one fridge, one for radio, and the rest of it. They are paying 10,000 naira.
Is it a mini factory? Might be. And you'll be surprised they're producing something.
You are producing the food you eat there. So the question is, who really...
Some of these parts, people produce things there.
When, my sister, we are talking about production. I'm talking about a living house. Okay? If you go to...
That's why we are wondering, why should he get up to that
Good.
amount?
That's why we are wondering. So, this issue of $10 billion US investment for 24 hours, how much are those people we are supplying this power to that have... Most of them, we are told that they have celebrated or they are using power 24 hours non-stop. They are supplied from Nigeria.
Years or so, 25
so
years.
We like to make it appear rosy outside. When inside, it is a graveyard, what do you call it? Beauty of the graveyard. Okay, so the question is this. Why does it appear that the citizens of this country is at war, or that the government of this country is at war with the citizens? Because everywhere you interact with the government, you receive pain. Everywhere. Is government not put in place in our own nation for the betterment of the people? Why do we have pain every day? If this toll is not increased, you will see a lot of people on the road chasing people. There is fight. Anytime you interact with government, you fight. Why? Let us look at our government system. That this government is meant, because when people got together to form a government and we surrendered our sovereignty to a group of people and say, use the commonwealth we have for the betterment of our people. It is not for you to consume it and then fight us. Nigeria, the government in Nigeria is like it's just a protective, taking from people. And when you ask them, I said, no, you must support government. We have been supporting this government. Somebody said we should tighten our belts for years back. We tightened. And later we are told to please continue to tighten. Today we are still told we have patience until there is no ways to tie the belt.
The tummy is hurting us.
Very soon there will be no tummy itself to tighten. It's unfortunate, my sister.
Let's look at other papers. Let's look at other papers we still have here. Guardian Newspaper is our next paper this morning. And the banner headline there says, World Diabetes Day, epidemic worsens. Cost of drugs hits 100,000 naira per patient monthly. Very, very scary. Okay, customs overshoots 5 trillion naira target, anticipates 10% leap. Any other story of interest here? Federal government vows to crush new. We have seen that. ICPC laments risk in probing high-profile cases. ICPC or EFCC. Okay, ICPC. This could suspend Unistar meter phase-out over FCCPC directive. Okay, we have seen that story too. Any other story of interest here? Okay, NHRC raises alarm on rise in kidnappings, killings, child abandonments. Okay, even as we are wiping the terrorists. Wike justifies houses for judges, say no clearance for Atiku in PDP. What do you mean by clearance? Okay, no chance for Atiku in PDP. Tinubu urges patience as household tightens belt. Focus on necessities. Why did you have to mention this tightening belt? They brought it back. Oh, God, help us. Makinde Adeleke presents 678 billion naira, 390 billion naira budgets to lawmakers. Okay, next paper is the Daily Trust. Daily Trust newspaper. FCT houses for judges. Falana counters Wike, insists action is unconstitutional. It says gesture embarrassment to judiciary, and we did it to protect judges. That's coming from the minister. Okay, government attack army checkpoint in Abia, killed 2 soldiers. Ondo governorship, 6 hospitalized as thugs attack PDP members. Where are the 22,270-something police? Where were they as thugs are attacking people and then hospitalizing them? Federal government to launch organ transplantation policy, December. Rest query, NAHCON, over 90 billion naira Hajj subsidy disbursement. Today is World Diabetes Day. Patients dying, weighed down by high cost of medications. And the writers there say we spend over 80,000 naira on drugs every month, and some of these are pensioners that are not even collecting money enough to feed. And the experts task governments on cheaper treatments and policy. Oh no, perhaps which treatment is cheaper now?
Absolutely cheap.
Okay, Nigerian Tribune, on the APC rally, Tinubu evokes Ajasin Aketi's memories in push for votes. Okay, suspected political thugs strike in Ondo, injure 6 in Idame. Police vows zero tolerance for acts against peace. Statement. Okay, any other story coming from here? How NAS members encourage corruption in public sector. This is coming from Jega. Which of the Jegas? Jega of INEC. Okay, 2025 budget. Makinde proposed this. Okay, we'll send that story. Vandals invade Obajana transmission station again. Destroy power transformer radiator again. So no hope for us this week again. The last story, the last paper we have here says, is Blueprint Place. But the banner headline there says, with our reforms, Nigeria's FDIs gone beyond $30 billion. This is coming from Tinubu. How bandits exploit peace deals with Kaduna farming communities. Pebu. Nigeria lawmakers pressure officials to manipulate budget for their gains. Jega. Okay, that explains what he says there. Nigerian lawmakers pressure officials to manipulate budgets for their gains. And I expect him to talk more on what's going on in INEC than in the National Assembly. Okay, yes, Tony.
Let me look at this little clip you mentioned in Blueprint. How bandits exploit peace deal with Kaduna farming community.
Okay.
You know, you were trying to tell me that what we've been heard is that we have cleared these people, and that there is, yes, everywhere. Now we have now seen that the bandits are exploiting peace deal with people are paying money to go to their farm. People are paying tolls to cross road to go and harvest their food. The plants.
And no wonder you keep seeing rising food.
Yes.
Food
so what have we got to do about that one? That's one. Let me not go further into that. I want to also mention this place where it says Tinubu evokes Adjacent and Aketi's memories. Yeah. Now remember that this Adjacent was the man who said, "Don't look." When things got so bad that Okukata Okongo in Kane again, don't look. And we know that the death of that man was mysterious. You understand? The way he died. We knew that it wasn't a natural death. We know. And now we are invoking his spirit. Maybe the spirit will come, and in fact, by the time his spirit comes to start pushing people around, we will try to appease them. Anyway, that is by the way. Now, the one important place is this issue of World Diabetes Day.
Yeah.
And we are told here that epidemics worsens as cost of drugs hits 100,000 per patient monthly. And you would remember, like you said, that there are pensioners who are also mostly affected. And even to pay them enough money to feed, they are now going to be saddled with the issue of taking care of themselves medically. Okay? Now, the other rider puts it at 80,000, but it's the same thing, 8,000, 100,000, the same thing. So it is really near the truth. The point I'm trying to make is that we have, and I remember also where they say the federal government is to put on, what do you call it, organ transplant.
Okay.
The point I'm trying to make is that a lot of people die in this country due to poor health facility. There are people that can access medication in this country are finding it difficult to access medication. And that is why most of our highly placed people try to go abroad in order to get treatment. Is it proper that people in Nigeria cannot access medication, treatment, more than what we go abroad to get?
And the people are saddled with responsibility. Yes.
So the budget in the health ministry over the years.
One of our former senator is still in prison abroad over the issue of organ transplant. Those people that are going abroad to do this, and can they put the equipment in this country and furnish it where that you don't need to go abroad to even do organ transplant? So the question, with all the money Nigeria has, we cannot put proper health facility to take care of ourselves and take care of our old people. So the question is, who really is, what are we benefiting? Being a Nigerian. What is the fun? You can't eat food. You cannot move about freely. You cannot even access proper health facility. Who are you then? Even to build a house now, cement is almost 10,000 naira. So the basic things about life is not there. If it is not for the help of borehole drillers, we're talking about no water supply. But I think the borehole drillers are now coming. Though it's very costly to provide borehole for the people. If not, people will be suffering to even drink water. My sister, when I say that we need to look at this 1999 constitution seriously, this is all the parts that, because the essence of living, we are not enjoying it here. For trying out, what is the reason why we should even be proud to say we are Nigerians? When people, very colonial countries that are even small, poorer than Nigeria, are enjoying certain good things about life, here in this country, we suffer from January to December with the promises that it's going to be all right. Fuel is now, had almost settled at 1,000 something a liter. You cannot even place how much fuel is now. So, common fuel that we are having the crude oil mine in this country, we cannot use fuel. We're not talking about refining fuel outside. Okay, Dangote has come in with a refinery. There is battle every day about it. Our own refinery, which we've spent so much money to build, why can't we put them together? Because some people put refinery abroad. Some of Nigeria leaders have refineries abroad where
this refinery doesn't even bring any kind. It doesn't even bring any kind of respite, because I heard that lifting oil from that place will cost you about 900 and something, 990 almost. So almost 1,000 naira. Is it not the same thing? And you go out there and start buying it 1,200.
And we have a government.
So there's no respite anymore.
We have a government. I was discussing the other day about the issue of hunger. I said the government we have in place is acting like if nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong in this country. I was discussing with somebody yesterday, and I think there was radio discussion. I said, the war on hunger can only be won and lost within 1 year. Because 1 year food production, you put a crop on the ground, and 1 year you harvest it. So if we go into famine today, the next 1 year we will start producing massive food. So why can't government declare war on hunger? Declare state of emergency on agriculture.
I thought you wanted to say insecurity, because can you go to farm if it's not secure?
Do you know that you can fight insecurity by going into the bushes where those bandits are hiding and clearing those bushes and plant crop there? That's
if you go and come out alive.
Because, do you remember that in most of the countries abroad, when a state of emergency is declared, maybe due to flood, the army comes in. Why can't our army come in the state of emergency in agriculture and first be on the forefront, then farmers will be following them? What are our army
it's like
soldiers doing?
It's not like we don't know what to do.
We know what to do.
But the political will is not there.
Where is that political will? Do we need to invite it from another place?
Maybe because some people benefit from what is going on.
Which people? The people in governance. And then you are trying to tell me that I should have confidence in the people in the government that are benefiting from the pains the people are going through. And you are asking me about confidence. When I told you I lost confidence, you are telling me why.
You are looking for your confidence, but your president is telling you to be patient. Be patient, tighten your belt.
I think it will record somewhere here. You remember when we started this SAP, Structural Adjustment Program of the previous government? Yes. We continue to tighten our belt up to today. My sister, there's no ways here to tighten the belt anymore, because the stomach is gone. Thank you very much.
It's okay, Tony. Okay, I'd like to thank you very much for coming. It's always a delight having you here. Yeah. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Anambra, our public affairs analyst and also an engineer. Thank you for coming.
Nigeria, I thank you all for watching and listening to us. If I remember, we are always saying this because sometimes I say my truth, my voice has gone off because I continue to talk and nobody is listening.
Don't worry. Who said nobody's listening?
Let's see the effect.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, well, that's where we're done. Because on our newspaper review for this morning, my name is Sijoma. Tomorrow morning and early, we're going to be here for you. Have a good day. But don't forget to join us as we discuss diabetes as a problem, because you know today is World Diabetes Day. Join us again.